Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request for Rich. Thank you for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, whether it be a review or a topic or a re-review or reaction or a list, ranking, commentary, randomness, out of the blueness, any other type of topic, or whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box under the video. Now, he wanted me to talk about video store memories because, I lived in the era where we had video stores. I used to work at a video store. There may be people that don't know that. I did used to work at a video store back in the day. And that, do I miss them? Do I prefer streaming? The good and the bad? Well, let's start with video stores. Where I grew up, I lived in the middle of nowhere. There were two clowns. Yeah, there were two clowns who would sell me tapes, but I would kick them in the nuts and steal them and run away. No, two towns, not clowns. Two towns, one over here, one over here. And people may not realize just how big her clit was. No, just how big. That's what she said. Just how big. Sorry, I'm being goofy. But just how big VHS and just how big physical media was at that time of, say, 1990, 1992, 1993. Because even at a gas station in a town where you could literally go past it in 40 seconds, where each town would have maybe a factory, one or two little grocery stores, a gas station, a school, and homes. That's pretty much it. And even then, at the gas station or the grocery store or both, you would have VHS tapes to rent, and whether it be the actual boxes, or sometimes it'd be like a little plastic slip with a cover. You take it out, you put it up, and then they give the tape to you after paying for it, of course. I do miss that. I do miss video stores quite a bit. Yes, streaming is a positive because if you have internet, technically you could watch any movie for free. Right, wrong, indifferent, that's out there. It is. It's out there. Whether by YouTube, whether by Dailymotion, whether by other websites. But I mean, if you're talking about not doing that, but I mean, I have to bring that up because that's the reality. That's the reality. A lot of people do that. That is the genie out of the bottle. You can't put it back in. That's just how it is. But if you're talking about streaming in terms of Disney Plus, in terms of Netflix, in terms of Amazon Prime, that type of streaming, and not, the freeway, like a lot of people do. And I'm not judging because, I've done it too. Quite a bit. Hey, it's free on YouTube. Why not? But if you're talking about actual streaming, I much prefer video stores. So again, in this conversation, when he talks streaming, I'm just going to go with, again, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Disney Plus, all that. Yes, I absolutely prefer physical, actual store. Because you could go in and you could actually just look and peruse the selection. And granted, yeah, you could do it with streaming, but you're still in an environment where you look around, there's just movies around you, and you look over there and a cover catches your eye, or another cover catches your eye, or be there a book. And I wish I saved these. I remember back in the day in like Hy-Vee, which was a bigger grocery store, because if we go, I don't know, 40 miles, we get to the place where we could really get groceries, because it is middle of nowhere. Bigger Store Hy-Vee, they would have these little pamphlets that would tell you all the new releases coming out. I wish I had saved them. And actually, there's something I could show as well about physical media, so bear with me on this. I sure thought about this before, but this is a book that I thought helped me a lot, that I was able to find, thankfully, with luck. So yeah, back in the day, rent tapes, and what would happen is we would rent a movie from the video store, or from grocery. It wasn't really video stores where I was at. It was grocery stores, gas stations, or the bigger grocery stores like Hy-Vee. They had tapes for rent them, come back, and then we'd have 2 VCRs. You tape them, so you have like 3, maybe 4 movies per tape, so that we'd have to rent them over and over again. We had them, and they were lower quality, but you could watch them, and watch like Lethal Weapon 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, 4, and 5. Actually, no, I think it was 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6. And I just enjoy, even if it was part of a grocery store or a gas station, enjoy the environment, just looking around, and that way something could catch your eye, and you could look at it, and you could read the back, and you see the pictures of the back. You can't really do that with streaming. Yes, if you see a movie, then you can look it up, and maybe find the trailer on YouTube, and blah, 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 but it was like instantaneously, and to have it physically there in your hands, where with streaming, who knows how long it's going to be there. And okay, I'm going all over the place. Let me back up a bit. Yes, you would have annoyances, like if the tape didn't work the best and the tracking, or if it was the DVD era, it would not work and it would skip. But you go back and you exchange it, which I know that's a hassle and a pain. Although there are equal amounts of pain in streaming, if it stops or if it buffs out. So you just have the same type of stuff happen there as well with streaming. But at least, especially if the video store is close enough, hey, this is skipping, can I do a replacement? Okay, fine. Which video stores would be open to do that? They just wouldn't be open to, it's like, oh, can I do a different movie? Because the person doesn't know if that's the case. Working there, they said, oh, you didn't like the film, and because you didn't like the film, or you didn't like it, and you were like 30 minutes in, you're like, let me try to get another free movie out of it. Say, no, you took the chance, and there you go. But yeah, I don't know if I have specific memories at a video store, at least renting movies. Buying movies, that's a different bit. Because again, they weren't really video stores, but there were stores that sold VHS tapes. I remember going to a place called Shopko, and there was the VHS of Halloween 2. And oh, okay, he's got Donald Pleasance and Jamie Lee Curtis, and I had not even seen the first one, but it's like this pumpkin. I'm like, okay, what's this about? And watching and enjoying it. And it was a place that you rent, but there was a place called OnCue, OnCue, which I don't know if it got turned into, I don't know if it wasn't Sam Goody, it got turned to another type, and I forgot what it was called. It wasn't Sam, it was another type of video store. It wasn't Blockbuster, it was a store that would sell movies, but it just didn't have the same feeling. Like OnCue in the early 90s in that area, that was my favorite store to go to. Just everywhere it'd be CDs, and it would be magazines, video game magazines, it would be, there's books, especially books on movies, there was VHS tapes, there was DVDs, there were just, no, at the time it was VHS tapes, it wasn't DVDs yet, it was VHS tapes. And that's how I first saw Dawn of the Dead, that's how I first saw John Carpenter's The Thing. And I had had this book, and then sadly disappeared, accidentally thrown away, whatever. And I was able to finally, just a few years ago, able to find this book. Which I'm like, I cannot believe I found the book. I did a video of this before, but the reason I always liked this book, granted it's in black and white, and of course it's an older book, so it only goes up to 1995, but it would have the actual VHS cover next to, like, someone would do like a review of the film, and they would say like, oh, are there violence, language? But dude, that was really the main reason, is that kind of like a video store, you look and you see all this. I do wish this was in color, but yeah, you would get like these VHS. It was all like VHS covers, which I always thought was the coolest thing. And like, even though it technically wasn't a video store that you rented at, but this is stuff that's still reminded me of that era. Like if you go to, new and recent releases, Mr. Baseball, Naked Gun 2.5. I mean, stuff like that. So, and it would keep going more and more. And it'd be in the sections like family. Like if I ever did a movie review book, I would like it in this format. Maybe not so small, but like the VHS cover, have it be in color. But I just mean, obviously it'd be bigger, but like you have a VHS cover, and then you have some writing on the side. I do like this format. Although I guess if you write that little, you could get through the reviews a lot quicker. So maybe if it was in color, maybe I would try this format. I don't know. But one day. But it's just time. There'd be no time for me to do that. But yeah, a book like this definitely reminds me of the days of VHS. Like there's Jacob's Ladder. And yeah, I don't really pay attention to the ratings. It was just, I didn't just flipping through and go, oh wait, there's this movie called The Morning After, Jane Fonda and Jeff Bridges. Oh, and it tells me what the plot is. Oh, murder by death. Oh, what is this? And then they have like a back where you can look up actors. Like Rick Moranis. What movie does it? Like, that was cool. It has an actors index. Alphabetical. So Moranis. Okay, what does this have with Rick Moranis? It has Ghostbusters 1 and 2, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Little Shop of Horrors, My Blue Heaven, Parenthood, and Splitting Heirs. What does it have with Steven Seagal? It has, once I find it, it's 95, so I mean it's got Above the Law, Hard to Kill, and Under Siege. So, again, this is 95, and it wasn't as up to date, but I'll show one more. Let's show maybe this Suspense. It's just a cool movie to flip through and look through. And then it's easy, like you just flip over the page and to see all the VHS covers on there. I always thought that was really cool. So, and they would have, that's the thing, these type of books would come out to peruse and to make choosing your video as easy, fast, and fun as possible. Like there's Short Circuit 2. And it's all cool. You get to see the VHS. Again, I do wish it was in color, but still, again, I'm definitely not going to throw this one away. Definitely going to keep this, be one of my favorite books. But yeah, I do miss the video store, even more so after working in one. So yeah, I mean, stories as a customer, there's not anything specific other than Dawn of the Dead and The Thing. Because Dawn of the Dead, I remember looking at the cover, I looked at the back, and there were no pictures on it. Just a big, long review by Roger Ebert, who I knew from Siskel and Ebert on TV. And then I watched the film, and then we got to the point that the guy's head got blown up by a shotgun. I remember Ken Foray, you think he's going to die, and I was getting pissed. And then when that cowboy, I got on the bed, I'm like, yeah. What did I say? I was a bored kid, I don't know. But same with John Carpenter's The Thing. Like, the bat didn't show a lot. It was like a picture of Kurt Russell and a picture of someone on fire, and then the cover of The Thing. I think I'd seen like one picture in a movie book, and then I watched it and I went, ooh, Jesus. And like every special effects scene I would rewind like 3-4 times to watch it. I go, what the fuck? But yeah, I just love the atmosphere, being able to just look around and peruse, and that's where you can find films that you never heard of before, which is a lot harder to do on streaming. Because streaming, obviously, they want to prop up the ones that are the most popular for you to watch them and make some money. But in a video store, it's a lot easier. Just you walk, your eyes scan. Oh, what's this? Oh, let me read the back. What's this? Let me read the back. It's a lot easier to find a lot of gems and hidden gems. And then back to the days of VHS, they just did a lot more work on the cover to try to get you to rent or buy the film. And a lot of times the movie would suck, but at least it had a pretty cool cover, which they don't even do that nowadays. And then, as time went on, I did work at a video store called Mr. Movies from, I would say, 2004 to about 2012? About 2004 to 2012. No, wait. No, I take that back. So I'm trying to think. Was it 2004? Might have been 2007. Yeah, I take it back. It was about 2007. 2006. 2007 to 2012. So yeah, it was about 2006. Because I remember when I got the job, I was at a new town, and then it was around that time like the CGI Ninja Turtles film was coming out, which was 2007, which I was hyped for, because, oh wow, a new Ninja Turtles film. Then I saw it, and when I saw it in the theater, I'm like, yay, because it's Ninja Turtles. But then I'm like, well, it wasn't really, It just, oh, it's something, and there are pictures moving, and the turtles are in it. So it was about 5 years that I worked at a video store. So it was about 2006, 2007 to 2012. And, like any job, you complain about stuff. But in retrospect, it was, I think, the best job I had. Just, I liked the people I was working with. My boss, Galen, was a good guy. He wasn't an asshole. He was a good guy. Understandable on things. I had, there was a lady, Amanda, who was like a supervisor, nicest person. Co-workers, they were nice. They were not assholes at all. That's the thing, that you have people that are not bad people. They were good people. The customers, that was really the drawback, honestly. It wasn't the boss. Like, Galen was a good boss. Amanda, really good supervisor. She worked her ass off. She was very nice. I remember she loved Oscar with Sylvester Stallone. In retrospect, I would have bought a copy for her as a present. I will say she was actually very cute too, but she was with someone, so I did nothing about it. But very beautiful lady, in my opinion. But yeah, and she was also very nice too. There was a lady named Tessa, guy named William. Like, people were very nice there. And working at a video store, when you get the hang of it, it becomes kind of just secondhand nature. As time went on, business went down. Yeah, you would have a lot of weird circumstances. There's a porn section in the back. I remember there was a time late at night where a guy got mad because there were no... I forget if it was because there's no gay or there's no tranny porn. And said, like, are you homophobic? I'm thinking, well, I don't choose what's there. I never go back there. To me, I don't see why anyone would rent it. That's why you have this thing called the internet. But it's like, I have no control of it. And like, the guy got mad and pissed and made a scene, but then left. Let's see what else there was. Oh, one of the more annoying things is that outside there's a drop box. Well, a few feet from the drop box is a trash. So many people were so stupid they would put the fucking movies in the trash and not the drop box. Because apparently the trash and the drop box were the same fucking thing. Now, the trash is one of those things that you flip. Like, it has a cover, and you put something in, and there's like a cover that you push in, and the flap comes back. So they just assume, they just see a flap and go, oh, that must be the drop box. I'm like, don't you see it's clearly trash? It says trash, it is trash. While this is actually connected to the building. So many people like, no, I returned my movie. Oh, I found it. Or, you know what, it's not there anymore because you put it in the trash and it got taken, but there's no way to prove it. And, there's people, that would lie and say they returned a movie. There's people that, you get movies, you get, for a time, so many customers. And, customers, they don't care about what they do with the movies. So if it gets scratched, it gets stuffed up, you rent it out to the person. You don't have time to fix every movie because it's a whole process. Like, there's a machine, you gotta put this on, and then you gotta do this, and then you gotta wait for it to buff out, and then that takes like 3 cycles. It could take at least 5 minutes to try to do that with every movie for every customer. And it got to a point there was only one person they had on staff because that was to a point where customers were dwindling down because of Netflix, because of streaming, and then when the movie didn't work, they get mad at you, and, well, we could exchange it. No, I just want my money back. Or, no, I just want... And it was tough to really give people the money back because, yes, I would do it sometimes. Like, hey, I did it. Then, but you would get in trouble for that. Because, again, the assumption is that, well, maybe they just didn't like the film. They said they could just make it up. Because, sadly, there are people that do that. I think there were people that told the truth, but I think there were a lot of people that were making shit up, too. So, working in one... But I will say, as sad as it was, that when it got to a point you were by yourself and, there'd be like tons of movies, and you don't have the time when you're by yourself there'll be like 100 movies that need to be checked in as soon as you get in. Like, when it got to like the last year or two, you would go into the store, you worked like they have you like from 4 to close, which is like 10. As soon as you come in, there's like 100 movies in the Dropbox, or 80 or 50. Okay, let's be honest. Let's say about 45. No exaggeration. About at least 45 movies. And then there's two places. There's a Dropbox from the outside. There's one from the inside. There's like 45 there. There may be 15 there. And then you have to check to see if the disc is in there. If it's a 2 disc, you got to check in it. There's no time to check each of the back, because even then it's like we only have enough material to fix what we can. And okay, boom, lock it, stand it in, make sure it's stand in, get it back on the shelf. You had to vacuum the floors, clean the bathrooms, get everything situated, remember the deals on the movies that are being sold. Hey, they're buying a movie, could you fix that up? Okay, that'll take some time. There are times that the computer would mess up, so you had to reboot the entire fucking system, and that would take like 6 minutes while people were grumbling and waiting. And then you were by yourself, and it's like, okay, you know what you're doing, it's just time. But I will say the last 4 months, it wasn't that bad in the fact of you would go in and you would be lucky if 5 customers come in. Not so much the weekend, but like Monday would be busy because that's when movies were $1. But I mean, like if it was Wednesday or Thursday or Tuesday, it got to the point you'd be lucky if there was 5 people come in your shift. So there'd be times in the last month or two where I'd be very adamant to do my job. When I'm there to work. It's just how I am. So either I'm cleaning the windows, the doors, I'm cleaning the counter, I'm straightening things up, going vacuum. Technically I could vacuum after we close, but I'm like, okay, there's nothing around, so I'm going vacuum. I do that so I can get stuff done, and then, for the last hour or so, I'm caught up. I just have to count the money down. So then, like, the last hour or two, I put in, like, Jaws, like a PG movie. Either BG or PG. Jaws is PG, so I'll put that in. I skip, like, the opening with the girls screaming and crying. Just get into the movie. Because, people know Jaws. They like Jaws. And I watched Jaws a lot during that time. But, in a weird way, I do miss it. Because I knew what I was doing and the environment and what's coming out. And as a worker, you could rent the movies for free. Granted, you can only rent like 5 movies at a time, which is fine, because 5 movies are a lot. But you could rent movies for free and watch them. And so I didn't have to pay to... So at that time, I was reviewing stuff on YouTube. So a lot of stuff I would review is stuff that I just got rented for free at the video store that I worked at. Around 2010, 2011, that time. And sadly, our boss, the last, I would say the last 5-6 months, like in December, January, our boss left because he knew what was going to happen. He knew it was done, and he didn't want to be there for it to have his doors closed, because he's been there for a while and it was part of his life, and I understood that. It's like he knows this is not going to last much longer, and it's time to go now. Which is sad, because they had this new guy, and I didn't care for the new boss guy. I would say if anybody was a prick, it was that guy. I thought he treated Amanda poorly. I didn't say anything because it wasn't my business, and I didn't want to cause trouble with her. Yeah, I say with her in the fact that I don't want to mess up stuff she's doing. By sticking up for her, yeah, because maybe like, you know what, it's okay, I got the, I don't know, just, I didn't care for that guy. It seemed like he put all of his work onto her, and I thought it was bullshit because I thought Amanda, she should have been the boss. She was doing all the work anyway, but they made this other guy the boss, and that guy, I forget his name because I thought he was a bit of a prick. Sell this stuff, that even then, sell this stuff, this membership. I'm thinking, dude, the writing's on the wall. People are barely coming in. They're not going to pay money for a fucking membership when they just wait till you have a 99-cent Monday. Which is one of the things. People don't come in because they'll just wait for Monday when things are $1. In fact, including new releases are $1. Like, why would they rent any other fucking day of the week if they could come in on Mondays and $1? I always thought that from the get-go, but... Oh, movies are $4. Or, like, $2 if you want it for one day. $4 if you want it for 2 days. These are new releases. And they're like, fuck that. I'll just go back and wait Monday and get it for $1. Which is why Mondays were always the busiest. And then with streaming, so, you know, Sally closed their doors in 2012, as did a lot of video stores. And, I mean, if you say streaming as in stuff you pay for, yes, I much prefer the actual video store. Just streaming, in a way, number one, you don't know how long it will be there. You don't know how altered it is. You can watch something on streaming and it could be altered without you noticing it. It could be changed without you noticing it. They could just delete it whenever they want to because it's canceled, this and that. It could be buffing out. And then if your internet's wonky, whatever. But with the video store, you get in, you grab it, you go home, you watch it. If it skips, next time you come in, hey, you did another one. It works that time. Yes, it works better so you don't have to drive in the rain and all that stuff, physical-wise. But, you know, that way you get out of the house every once in a while. You're able to talk with people about movies for a bit. You go home, you watch it physically with special features. Or with the VHS, with previews at the beginning. These little touches that are missed in the days of streaming. So I do miss the video stores. So I share a couple memories. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.